So this is one of the more exciting scenes in the game. And if you just watched the last one, I decided to not let Joey go on his own to try to find Pelica in this fort that is under siege. It's partially under siege because I made a mistake in where I put my unit. And even if I knew, like I mentioned in the last one, you're just destined to get destroyed. So it wasn't like, oh, if I hadn't done that, Luke Blight would be dead. Because no frickin' way. Oh, we got a vase. Hope it's not worthless. If it is, the last laugh is on the soldiers. If you look at those tiny little boots in the top right-ish corner, there's some soldiers to fight. With the buddy attack, it's so easy to take out this squad, and it's pretty good for leveling up, so I'm going to take advantage of this as many times as I can. And I know I've talked about this a little bit before, but in case you didn't see that, or just a reminder, when you are... when it's a squad of just one, like if it's just Nick Cage or Nick Cage and one other person, you're getting a lot more experience points. And also, I'm really sad Joey just boosted past Nick Cage. But yeah, you get a lot more experience points with a smaller group. So when you have a squad of 6, that's the least amount of points you can get. And as you level up, the same fight you would be getting less points for. I'm just checking everywhere to kill as many Highland soldiers as I can as I take a quick nap. Excuse me, dead. Oh, I can't get by. Can't get my soup that I left in there 4 days ago. It's probably getting real good at this point. Nick Cage, it's dangerous to be here. I just like reading Nick Cage sentences. Yep. Victor's always got something up his sleeve. For a guy that pretends to be pretty dumb, he's pretty smart. Alright, and because I'm a psycho and I've played this game like a crazy amount of times, I was going to say, one of the stairs will have you caught off guard / jumped, and you have to fight. And I think if I actually go up the other stairs, somebody's waiting for me. And like you can get in the fight eventually both ways. Like if I picked the right staircase, I could still go to the left staircase and get in that same fight. Just slaughtering as many 6-packs of Highlanders as I can. Yep, they're waiting for me. Called it. Like, oh, cool, you called it, but that also means you're a huge loser and you've wasted hundreds of hours playing this game. No, that's not true, because I enjoyed the time I played it. I said 6-packs, it's mostly 4-packs. In fact, maybe even exclusively 4-packs. It's too bad it's not 6-packs, because obviously, so far, only the captain of each group is strong enough to withstand a buddy attack. I'm not going to kick that mega medicine out of bed. Make sure no one's in Victor's room. Victor and Flick get their own bedrooms. Everyone else shares the 2 other beds in the entire place. Nah, I'm kidding. We figured out there was like 20 or something. Alright, I wanted to bring up Pole saved our lives by insisting Victor and Flick come for them, and I kind of made fun of Pole, and I feel bad because Pole's not about to win this matchup, in case you can't tell. So yeah, Pole is not one of the 108 stars of destiny. Pole is dead now. You have to quick... Oh yeah, phew. I thought you had to press down and save her, but yeah. If you don't do this, Pelica dies. No, just kidding. Joey does that on his own. So it's just like the sweet thing to jump in and help. And Luca's sitting here kind of bragging about how he's going to kill you and how you're pathetic and he hates weaklings. So luckily Luca's not taking in our faces too well, because that kind of would change things in the game a little later if he did. So all of a sudden there's an explosion, as you can tell by the reddish screen and the shaking effect rather. So yeah, Victor threw the fire spears into the boiler, and It says it's gonna blow up any minute, but what was the first explosion? Do explosions have small explosions followed by big explosions? I don't know a lot about explosions. They don't even bother to like, oh, let's pick up Pole's body to honor, you know, the fact that Pole was a good person. So now this is another moment of like sweet by Suikoden standards graphics of them running through the forest. And earlier I mentioned that I upgraded Zamza's weapon, but it might be a bust because if Zamza is not in my randomly assigned group that we're going to find out right here, right now, then whoops, I wasted money. So I didn't waste money. Sweet. I got Zamza, Millie, and Jen. Or Jennifer Aniston. I don't know. My cousin commented about Jen versus Gen, so... And he brought up Jennifer Aniston, so it's hard not to. She is such a babe for like, she's probably got to be like, what, 56 or something? All right, so you can either say like, oh, maybe Luca, like what did Luca do? Like partially cut her throat? That doesn't make sense. So the comforting thing is to say like, oh, she's in shock, she'll be fine, because Pelica is not talking. She's just kind of making like weird noises. Millie isn't great, but I'm a fan for no particular reason. So Jen kind of sucks, especially compared to, like, we're looking at level 6 versus level 8, but like that should be a little bit close. Like the strength, not close. And including his weapon, he is more than double his entire attack. So, yeah, I need to put Zamza and Jen up front. And because Jen is weak, I need my strongest back unit behind him because he can... It's not like... He's going to go down eventually. Like, that's unfortunately just going to happen. So wooden shoes are kind of stupid. I don't know why I selected that at first. I will give him a cape, so he's doubling up on boots. Or replace his cape with boots. Yeah, sorry. I don't know if I said that wrong. All right. Oh, Jen can't wear leggings. I guess that makes sense. All right, I think these are the same as gloves, so I guess I'll keep him with the medicine. Right now, in this point in the game, it kind of makes sense for everyone to carry, like, medicine. Eventually, medicine, like, late in the game, medicine is... It's not worthless, but it's not going to save you in, like, a dire fight. All right, chance to let go. I'm actually pretty surprised. I feel like I had a better squad earlier, and I haven't leveled... No, actually, I was going to say I haven't leveled up that much, but Nick Cage and Joey both leveled up quite a bit. Nanami's still level 9, but they're level 11. The only thing is I could use the money because I got about 10,000. I'm going to the Blacksmith soon. Oh, man, are you guys serious? You can get smoked. I'm guessing you get 0 attacks in. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Okay, I was right. Sweet. Thank you, Zamza. Zamza Zayolv. That was a stupid Final Fantasy Tactics joke. Sort of a play on words, but sort of not really. All right, Toto Village. We saw the aftermath of Toto getting destroyed. I didn't mention, but when Hannah was when we had the war fight earlier, Hannah was part of Flick's squad, and Hannah's not like incredible at war, but Hannah is she gives a +2 attack, which is decent. It's a fun bonus early in the game, and obviously it doesn't matter. Like, you still can't win. Hannah's not that much of a push. All right, so we are going into this mysterious cave. There are some ruins, as you can see, or I don't know. Would you call that a ruin? No, not a ruin like a destroyed village or something, but runes. Yeah, runes. Why am I confusing those words? They're like similar and not at the same time. So this is a quote that Joey's reading involving Han and Genkaku. It's like, hold on, Genkaku, like your dad, basically. Also, I want to mention with the random squad, Nanami doesn't speak at this point, but she is like she's part of your. It's not random that she's with you. That wasn't like, oh, cool, I got one of the best one of the best fighters in the game. She's with you. She just hasn't spoken yet, which is not like her. Okay, if you've played the first one, Leknat was in the first one. That's probably saying it wrong, but she has a very young face, but like the bigger pixel or whatever, she kind of looks like an old lady. So very mysterious. I think she actually is an old lady that looks young. Kind of annoys me that it's like, all right, Joey is joining your party, and it's like, yeah, but we're just walking down here. You don't have to announce that. Just do it. This part's kind of cool. I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit and probably talk a little less. Wink, wink. It also reminds me of a car commercial. Like before I saw like those kids punching, I kind of wanted to buy like an Audi or something. All right, so this is obviously Nick Cage. Oh, speaking on his own for the first time in the game. Well, probably not. But anyways, that's how Joey and Nick Cage meet. I don't know if anyone played Earthbound, but there's a really weird part when you're getting the, I think, 7th of 8 sound stones, where your thoughts are being projected on like a kind of a screen. It's definitely not like the technology of a screen, but effectively you're seeing Ness's thoughts go up on a screen, and his thought process is like, I'm Ness. I am tired. And it's like no one thinks about what their name is. I do, though. I was just thinking how I'm Brett, so not really tired, though. Anyways, again, I've brought up like similarities to this game and Attack on Titan, and like the main character thinks he's kind of tough, but like really everyone's afraid of his adopted sister, and that's what we just witnessed. Like Armin and Eren get beat up several times, but the bullies run away when they see Mikasa, and same with Nanami. All right, so even though they're from a small village, there is like a mansion where the princess lives. Probably the whole royal family, but who knows? Actually, I kind of assume this is their village. They may have traveled a little bit to spy on a princess. The reason I don't think they traveled is because while they're spying on her, wait for it. I say wait for it because I'm like 90% sure I remember this right. She's playing with her dog. Oh, soldiers show up. In my head, Nanami shows up, and they're like, oh, get out of here, nerd. But no, it was a soldier. So I don't know. They may have traveled for that one. All right, and I assume that that is Muku Muku's father they just buried. I don't really think that. I just wanted to make a dark joke. Because that's where you meet Muku Muku, and it'd be funny if Muku Muku is just a little loyal friend, even though Joey and Nick Cage killed their dad like 12 years ago or whatever. I'm saying 12. I don't know. They're probably like 7 here, so 19 IRL if that math holds up. If the 12 years is right. I know 12 plus 7 is 19, guys. Don't worry. All right, so this is them still quite young. Obviously not like 10, but they are joining the Highland Brigade. Raud is their captain. We're unawares at this time that he's going to betray us. I mean, in a way we know, like depending on if you think about time chronologically or not. And then here's a flashback from when the game started. So depending on what you said at this moment, it's gonna display that. So if you said, don't worry, we'll figure it out or whatever, then that's what it pops up there instead of I promise. I used to have a roommate in Massachusetts named Brian who, instead of promising things when he knew he wasn't going to go through with it, he would say, yeah, I'll do it. I promise. And it's like, you didn't promise. You said the word promise, which isn't a word. I don't know if that's from something or if he made it up, but either way, it was a while ago, so I haven't seen it in movie or TV since, so I'd like to think he came up with it. And I've used it here and there, you know, making a deep promise to somebody. And again, this is like, depending on what you say, it pops up. And if you had a squirrel with you, he'll pop in there. But like I mentioned, he was not like a mandatory pickup at that time, so he was a bonus. Earlier I said I was going to do like 15-minute videos, but I'm starting to lean towards more like 20, 25. I know some of my tactics videos were like 45 minutes sometimes, and I definitely don't want to go that far, but I'm at least going to finish this part where we're talking to Leknat, and sorry because I was blasting through this, but she might, okay, I was going to say, I don't know if she mentioned the 27 true runes, because these runes are kind of like in, I don't know, a lot of different stories, like in Harry Potter, like you don't pick the wand picks you. This came out before that, question mark. But anyways, the first Suikoden definitely did. So, I don't know why I'm bringing that up. The point is, we are getting these runes, and the runes effectively like brought them to this point, and it's not like, oh, we stumbled upon these runes. And in the first game, you get one rune. In this one, if you're at least a good caster, you can have 3 runes by late in the game. If you're a great caster, then you can have like all 3 runes maybe by the time you're like level 27 or something, but there aren't many characters that applies to. 27 is kind of a ballpark guess, but you have right hand, left hand, and forehead is where you can hold your runes. Dudes like Viktor that are mostly just physical meat tanks or whatever, actually, I don't think meat tank's accurate, because Humphrey is more of a meat tank. It's more like Viktor has a lot of offensive power, whereas Humphrey is really strong defensively, and he's not great elsewhere. But anyways, those guys, they usually by the end of the game will have like 2 runes, whereas like a lot of the games just have 1, because they're just not casters. So she's explaining that Nick Cage got the Bright Shield rune, and Joey got the Black Sword rune, I want to say. And yeah, they're looking at each other's hands, and they do indeed have these runes. And Nick Cage's is designed to heal and protect people, whereas Joey's is pure offense. Like, he is like in a fight, Nick Cage probably would have beat Joey before these runes, but like with the Black Sword rune, he is all of a sudden just like, I would take Nick Cage to protect a group, whereas like Joey is very destructive. I think this is kind of a crap rune. Like, I would prefer the first one over the second one, which is not they're supposed to get better as they go down the list. And as you can see, he already has 1 less cast for the first one. And that's because Joey is a better caster. He's got 4-1, whereas Nick Cage is 3-1. And everyone has their numbers here now. Maybe they did before, but I don't think so. So Nanami's not a great caster. Millie's a pretty good caster. She's on his level, but she only has her Groundhog right now. And you can't remove that. So anyways, we finally have runes, and we are going to head west towards Muse, and I'm actually going to go ahead and stop once I cross this bridge. No, actually not really. I'm going to get to the next destination. No, I'm not going to go to the next destination. I'm going to go to the Blacksmith and use my 10K. Like I said earlier, I'm not really going to buy equipment. I'll just do rare finds. for defensive purposes, just for a challenge in the game. But I will. Yeah, it's if you don't spend the money on Blacksmith, you're just asking for a really boring game because you're just gonna have to rely heavily on runes, and otherwise your attacks are just pure trash. All right, I'm gonna take care of Nanami first. She doesn't have runes, so she. Oh, all right, maxed out on that. Go ahead and do Joey next. I will be using him a lot, even though he's got the rune. I'll still use his joint thing quite a bit. So obviously I could use half on Jin and then Millie, but I think I'll actually just go all out on Millie, because I don't care about Jin. He kind of sucks. Alright, hit Boomerang. Yeah, I'll just kind of use Jin as like a lame meat tank. I don't think I can embed anything, yeah. Alright, I don't think I have anything worth selling either. Got a couple things. I might actually be able to get one more sharpening in. I'm not going to sell the firewall. I'd like to use that soon-ish, or at least have it on deck. So let me maybe sell some stuff. Yeah, I think I can get 900. So this is going to be... not going to sell the Hazy Rune. It's a good passive ability. I don't want to sell any of the fire stuff. I never use these. So yeah, let's go ahead and sell the wooden shoes. Those are trash. Cape is even more trash, except it's the same amount of defense, but it sells better. So in that regard, it's less trash. I don't know. I don't really have a good trash gauge. I actually have to sell both of these. Whatever. I hope that didn't make you cringe if you like using like the rune for sleep or whatever. But it's not my style. It's one of those things where like I could probably kill you just as easily as I could put you to sleep. And, like sleep might not work. So I feel like that's kind of a flaw in this game. All right, so yeah, let's do Jin one more time. That wasn't worth it. Oh well. 9 to 12. All right, now let's head to the next destination. And this is, I can tell you right now, if I go to Muse, they're not going to let me in. I just know that from playing the game. Because there's, little rumblings of war starting to happen. So they're being extra tight about security with Muse. Let me turn this back down. And so I'm just going to go to where I know the next location is. Like the next mission is going to be. He just gave me a ton of money. Okay, good, he didn't. Gale, whoa, that's not bad. I'm actually sad I can't get into Muse because I could have slapped that on. Well, yeah, I could have slapped it on Nanami. That's my only like really decent option because she's not a great caster, but she's better than Jin. And this is Forest Village? No, that's not right. That's definitely not right. White Deer Inn. Okay, so I do have to go to Muse. She's standing out there to be like, oh, come back later. So we will start at Muse, and I hope I can amuse you. I'm really sorry about these crappy jokes. But also, I'm never going to stop. Anyway, see you next time, guys.